Today, we're shining the spotlight on 4 mothers who have had their children at Mater Mothers hospitals, tapping into the services and support offered by Australia's largest and most experienced maternity service provider. So join us for an open and honest discussion about their different paths to pregnancy and parenthood and all the highs and lows that come with being a mum. I want to hear from each of you what it means, what being a mum means to you. No day's perfect. You've all had very different experiences in becoming mums, but what does being a mum mean to you?
For me, I guess it's the unconditional love. Like I can make the biggest mistakes sometimes, but they still look at you like you are their world, and you just can't explain that feeling that gives you. And I think too, like, both of my children, like my daughter has ADHD, my son having Down syndrome, but he's just been diagnosed with ADHD and ASD too. So it's honestly made me see this world in a completely different light that I would never have known existed if I didn't have these 2 perfectly beautiful kids, and they are honestly perfect. Having a son who's nonverbal, he can't call me mum, but he calls me BB, and it may not be said very often, but when he says it, oh my God, like it just, I get tears in my eyes. It melts my heart, like, because he has tried so hard to try and articulate that. That's what it's all about for me, is that I know that he's going to be okay and my kids are going to be okay, because the world that they're growing up in, fortunately now, is a better place. But those little moments, I guess, sums up to me what it means to be a mum. Yeah.
Very, very special. What about for you, Charlene?
I think every night when I put Aileen to sleep, sometimes it's her bed, sometimes she's in ours. And I just, put my hand on, like I'm just holding her. And sometimes I just want to hear that heartbeat again. And I go back to that moment when I first heard her heartbeat when she was still inside me. And I feel so grateful. It's unconditional love, like you said. It's always being there for your kid, but it's also realizing that your kid's there for you. So I think being a mom is just realizing and being grateful each and every day that, this love is just, it's limitless, it's priceless, it's a bottomless pit, and you just got to make the most of it every single day, and life is too short.
Mine's a little different. Mine's probably anti-aging products. No. I see a real beauty in being able to break a lot of generational patterns with our own children. This baby's put on you, and you have this overwhelming realization that, to get a driver's license, you have to do a test. But you don't have to do any test as a mother for them to say, no, this is yours, and you're going to take this home, and you are responsible for who this little person grows up to be and what influences they have in their lives. So, my partner and I have really taken that in our stride and learned from our own upbringings what we want to do the same and what we want to do differently, and to really set a foundation for our child to have every opportunity to just be the best person he can be, inward and outward.
I was going to say, what's your favourite part of motherhood? But I guess, again, so many of you have answered that in your own unique way. But does anything jump out at anyone else that they want to add about what you think is your favourite part?
My son said to me the other day, I love you so much, Estelle. And again with the Estelle, but, it was just so special. It's like, oh, kid, I could just squeeze you. You're so cute. I love you so much.
And it makes you ignore when they're really naughty, though.
Yeah, they're really smart.
No.
They know when to pick it. He was trying to avoid bedtime.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Because Grayson does the same thing. Once he's been up to a bit of mischief, he'll sign I love you to me, and you're like, oh, can't put you in the naughty corner or time out now, can I?
I think right now I'm enjoying, since my daughter's in year 1 and she's, learning to ride and everything. So all her notes is like, I love you, Mama. I love you, Papa. And you live for. I love the notes. I want to trash them, but I want to keep them.
Yeah, you can't keep all of them.
You can't. I know. I'm like, I really want to store all of them, but I'm just like, this one is tiny, but it's still got.
Take a photo.
Yeah, that.
I guess I love seeing like the world in his eyes. Sometimes, like, I had to drop my partner off at the Gold Coast for an event on the weekend, and we were so close to the beach that I was like, oh, let's not do the 45-minute trip home straight away. Let's just go put our feet in the sand. And it was really sporadic. And I took him to the opening. I didn't really know how he would react, but as the opening to the beach came, he just was like, looked left and right, and he's like, Mommy, it's the ocean. And I was like, how do you even know what the ocean is? And then I thought, oh, we watch Moana every night, and the ocean talks to her and calls her. And he just started running towards the beach, and the water touched his feet, and he looked at me and he's like, Mommy, the ocean is just so much fun. And I haven't seen him like that elated over really anything. It's seeing these little minuscule things that don't mean anything to me as an adult, that mean everything to him. And it's so crazy, but you're going to think, oh my gosh, I'm going to look back one day and you're going to be like 15, 30, 45, 60, and we'll never get this time back. So yeah, those little moments are the fun part.
Time is definitely the most valuable thing we've got with them, that's for sure. Is there a piece of advice or knowledge that you wish you were armed with from the outset? You all came to motherhood in really different ways, but is there anything you would pass on to other women, or if anything has the journey taught you? All of the advice and knowledge is probably useless.
Well, with my first, I wanted a Caesar, had to have her naturally. With Grayson, I wanted a natural, had an emergency Caesar. So,
I thought I'd do all the cool labor positions, but then I was just there and I was just like, what do I do? I was going to be doing I was like practicing everything. I was like, I totally.
And all the drugs are there for a reason.
Just have it. It'll help you. You're not any less strong whether you have, you are a strong mother whether you have a natural birth with no medication or you are put under for an emergency cesarean where you don't even get to experience a birth at all. You are the same. You are still a mother. And my biggest piece of advice for any mother out there is, no matter what your story is, don't be afraid to tell it, because the motherhood community is strong and it is fierce and it is unwavering in the support. So many babies, whether they're lost at 4 weeks or 38 weeks, 40 weeks, mothers sometimes can be scared to tell their story in fear of projecting their own trauma onto another person. But any mother, and most people, will take your story and wrap you up in comfort, because your journey is your journey.
How do each of you celebrate Mother's Day? Is there anything you do? Do you have a tradition? Is it one of those days that you put on a pedestal and then you get there and it slowly gets knocked off because, yet again, it's not about you, it's about the kids?
I think Mother's Day is like my day of the year. So my twins were born 2 days after my birthday, my 21st, and my 21st is the 1st of June, and they were born on the 3rd of June, and I was in hospital, puffy as anything. I wasn't allowed to eat cake. I was outraged.
Oh, no.
I hadn't had the glucose tolerance test yet, so I wasn't allowed anything yummy. So Mother's Day is my day. I love Mother's Day. So I spend it with my kids. We go and do something fun. I let my partner plan it and hope he picks well.
I'm leaving town without them all for the weekend.
Nice.
No, I was going to say my dream is a whole day to myself.
Well, I remember my first Mother's Day soon after Aileen was born. It was probably like a month, maybe 8 or 10 weeks after she was born. And I didn't think I'd do anything, but my husband's like, no, let's go shopping. Let's just go. So we went to Garden City, and it's 20 minutes from home. So we got there, and then first thing we're in the parents' room, and I'm like, nappy, nursing, the works. So, but I think every Mother's Day I kind of struggle, and I still wonder, I'm like, do I want to be with my kid that day, or do I not want to be with my kid that day?
Yeah.
And I think both are great. I think every day is Mother's Day.
I think a sleep in.
Sleeping
Yeah.
is good,
much
yeah.
needed.
A cooked breakfast, maybe?
I just think a coffee. Just a
think a
coffee and then an
cafe
hour or two with
breakfast,
no
even better.
interruptions, and then I can't go out. It's too hectic.
Oh, yeah, true.
There will be screaming. There will be furniture. Oh yeah,
It's chaotic.
it's just happy staying out.
Yeah. Mothers run the house. We rule the world. Yeah.
It's the old chestnut. I want to be left alone. I'm left alone for a little
And
bit.
then
I
you feel
miss my
guilty.
kids.
Yeah, I know. I'll
them,
probably
so-
Exactly.
on Sunday morning, I guarantee you, I'll probably be sporting a hangover and calling them. I just wish I was at home with my family.
Yeah.
Thanks so much to our wonderful mothers here today who were so willing to share their stories about pregnancy and parenthood. It can truly be a roller coaster, the twists, the turns, the moments of fear, the tears, and of course the moments and memories to cherish. We wish all mothers and mothers at heart a wonderful Mother's Day. And to those who find this day particularly hard, we are thinking of you. We'll see you next time.